Matthew 7:6. Do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. What if I told you that not every act of kindness pleases God? That sometimes the help you give quietly pulls you away from His will, draining your spirit, clouding your purpose, and stealing the peace He placed within your soul. We are taught to love, to give, to serve without limits, yet in the words of Christ, there is a deeper wisdom, a holy discernment, a gentle invitation to pause, to look, to understand who truly receives what is sacred. Because in Matthew 7:6, He warns us not to throw pearls before those who will only trample them, not out of judgment, but out of protection for what God has entrusted to you. And today, you may begin to see that some doors you keep knocking on were never meant to open, and some people you are trying to save may be the very ones pulling you away from heaven. So before you go any further, ask yourself this, quietly, honestly. Are you helping out of true love, or are you slowly losing yourself in the process? There is a quiet truth many believers struggle to accept. Not every opportunity to help is an invitation from God. Sometimes what looks like compassion is actually distraction, and what feels like kindness can slowly lead your heart away from His purpose. Because true love, the kind that comes from heaven, is not blind. It sees clearly, it discerns wisely, it listens to the voice of Christ before it acts. Even Jesus, in His perfect grace, did not give endlessly to everyone in the same way. He paused, He withdrew, He chose where His energy would flow, because He understood something we often forget, that helping without discernment can strengthen the very chains people need to break. The first type the Bible cautions us about is the one who repeatedly rejects truth. Not someone who struggles, not someone who is lost and searching, but someone who hears the light and turns away again and again. In Proverbs 23:9 it says, "Do not speak in the hearing of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your words." This is not about judgment, it is about timing, about recognizing when a heart is closed and when your effort will only be trampled. The second type is the one who manipulates kindness. They recognize your gentle spirit, your desire to help, your heart filled with grace, and they use it not to grow, but to remain where they are, taking without change, receiving without gratitude, and slowly, without you even noticing, your peace begins to fade. God never called you to be used. He called you to be led by His Spirit, guided by His wisdom, anchored in His truth. So pause here for a moment and reflect quietly, deeply. Are you truly helping in a way that brings others closer to God, or are you giving in ways that slowly pull you away from Him? There are moments when what feels like love is quietly causing harm. Moments when giving more does not heal, but instead delays growth. And this is where the wisdom of God becomes both gentle and firm. Because He sees beyond the surface, He sees the heart, the patterns, the hidden cycles we often overlook. The third type the Bible warns us about is the one who refuses responsibility. Not someone who has fallen and needs a hand, but someone who chooses not to stand, again and again. In 2 Thessalonians 3:10, we are reminded, "If anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat." This is not harshness. This is truth wrapped in love. Because when we constantly carry someone who refuses to walk, we slowly teach them they never need to try. And in doing so, we keep them from becoming who God created them to be. Then there is the fourth type, the one who continues in sin without repentance. This is not about those who struggle, because we all struggle, we all fall, we all need grace. But there is a difference between weakness and willingness. When someone knowingly walks in a path that pulls them away from God, and we continue to support that path, we are no longer helping, we are participating. And in Ephesians 5:11 it says, "Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them." True love does not stay silent when the soul is at risk. It speaks, it warns, it stands firm. The fifth type is the one who creates division, the one who spreads conflict, who stirs tension, who disrupts peace wherever they go. In Titus 3:10, we are told to warn such a person once, then twice, and after that, step away. Because unity is sacred, peace is not weakness, it is a gift from heaven, and protecting your peace is not selfish, it is spiritual obedience. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do is not to give more, but to step back, to allow consequences to teach what comfort cannot, to trust that God is working in ways you cannot see. So ask yourself, slowly, honestly, are you helping people grow, or are you keeping them from growth? Are you walking in God's wisdom, or simply following your emotions? There is something deeply sacred about your spirit, something heaven has entrusted to you, not to be given away carelessly, not to be drained without purpose, because the light within you was placed there by God Himself, and when you give without discernment, that light can begin to fade, slowly, quietly, until you no longer recognize the peace you once carried. The sixth type the Bible warns us about is the one who drains without growth, the one who constantly takes but never transforms. They seek your time, your energy, your strength, but there is no movement, no change, no desire to rise, and over time, helping them begins to feel heavy, exhausting, confusing, and that is not the burden God designed for you to carry. Because in Galatians 6:5, it reminds us that each one should carry their own load. There is a difference between supporting someone and living their life for them. The seventh type is the one who mocks faith, who rejects truth with pride, who laughs at what is sacred, who turns away not out of pain, but out of hardened resistance. And even Jesus, full of grace and compassion, did not force Himself into hearts that refused Him. In Matthew 10:14, He said that if anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, shake the dust off your feet and move on, not in anger, but in peace. Because not every place is ready for truth, and not every person is ready for light. The eighth type is the one who refuses correction, someone who cannot receive guidance, who resists accountability, who closes themselves to growth. And while correction is an act of love, it must also be received, otherwise it becomes wasted effort. In Proverbs 29:1, it says, "Whoever remains stiff-necked after many rebukes will suddenly be destroyed without remedy." This is not meant to create fear, but awareness. Because when someone refuses to change, no amount of help can transform them until their heart is willing. God did not call you to fix every life. He called you to walk faithfully, to guard your heart, to protect your peace, and to follow His voice above all else. So pause here, gently, and reflect. Where is your energy being poured out? And is it bearing fruit? Are you protecting the spirit God gave you, or slowly allowing it to be drained? And now, we come to the final type, perhaps the most subtle and the most dangerous, because it does not always appear harmful at first. It can look like friendship, like love, like connection, but slowly, quietly, it begins to pull you away from God. The ninth type the Bible warns us about is the one who leads you away from Him, not always intentionally, but consistently, drawing your focus away from truth, weakening your spiritual walk, distracting your heart from heaven, and over time, you begin to feel it. The distance, the silence, the loss of peace that once lived within you. In 1 Corinthians 15:33 it says, "Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character." This is not about rejecting people, it is about protecting your soul, because your relationship with God is sacred. It is the source of your strength, your hope, your peace, and anything that slowly pulls you away from Him must be faced with wisdom. Sometimes love does not mean staying close. Sometimes love means stepping back, trusting that God will work in their life while you remain faithful to yours, because you cannot walk toward heaven while holding on to what is pulling you away from it. And this is the heart of today's message: not to harden your heart, but to awaken your discernment, not to love less, but to love wisely, to understand that even Jesus chose where to invest his time, his energy, his presence, because he walked in perfect alignment with the Father. So now, take a quiet moment, breathe, reflect deeply. Where is God asking you to continue giving, and where is he gently calling you to step back? Listen, because his voice is not loud, but it is clear, and it leads you not into confusion, but into peace. May God guide your heart with wisdom. May his grace surround your decisions. May your spirit remain strong, protected, and filled with peace. May you walk closer to heaven each day, not weighed down, but lifted in his light. And if this message has touched something within you, you are always welcome to stay, to reflect, to grow, one step at a time, in truth, in hope, and in quiet faith. You are not alone, and God is still guiding you, even now.